This tutorial gives you an overview of the TestResults IO portal. Okay, so now you're in the portal. This page shows you an overview of all your projects. If you have multiple applications that are automated with TestResults IO, you will see all of them in this list. But let's assume you start from scratch. You will need to create a new project. In order to do so, you need to hit the New Project button here on the right side. You provide a name for your project and optionally a description. Then just press Create, and you're automatically navigated to the project details screen. Let me quickly tell you what you will find on this page. The top part is the navigation bar. You can always go back to the overview of the projects by clicking on the project logo on the left side. You can also use it to switch between different sections of your project. Just below the navigation bar, you will find the project control section where you can edit the name and the description of the project. Or you can choose to archive or delete your project. The next section is the test case section from which you will be adding your test cases. And the last section is the test set section, which you will use to group your test cases. So let's start with the basics. Let's create a new test case for your project. You need to press the New Test Case button. Once the pop-up is shown, you enter the unique identifier of your test case and its name. Let's say sample test case. The description is not mandatory, but let's enter it anyway. You press the Create button and you are automatically navigated to the test case details screen. Similar to the previous screens, you will find the test case control section where you can choose to edit, archive, or delete your test case. But more importantly, you have the test case plan section. This is actually the most important part for you, as here you will tell us what your test case is. For that, you will need a document which contains the test steps and the expected results of your test. To provide us with one, you need to click on the Upload button on the right side of the test case plan. We will take a TXT file, but it can be any file, like PDF, Word document, XML, whatever you use to store your test case. Let's double click, and as you can see, the test case is already uploaded to the portal. You have one more upload button here on the right side that refers to supporting files. This is not mandatory, but let me quickly explain what it is. So the supporting files are any files which you would normally use to execute your test case manually. For instance, if you have a precondition step where you need to upload the file first, or you need to replace the configuration file with a different one, these are the files we are referring to here. If your test case requires it, you just upload those files here. Let's select the supporting files, and as you can see, they are already uploaded to the portal. In order for the TestResults IO engineers to start, you need to submit the test case for test automation design. Click the Submit for Design button on the right side of the screen. As you see, a notification is being displayed. This is actually important to note. Once you'll press Submit button, our engineers will read the test case plan and start working on the test automation design. So this notification is just to ensure that you have provided the necessary files in order for them to start. You click the Submit button and that's it. Your test has been created, and we have all what we need from the test case perspective. Naturally, what's the use of the test case if we don't know what the software is? As the next step, you will need to provide us with the software which is to be tested. You need to also tell us which test environments you would like to use for your test case execution. To do so, just go to the navigation bar and select Software and Environments. Here we go. This screen is divided into two parts. The left part is software versions, where you will specify what your software is. The right part is the test environments, where you will specify in which environments your test will be executed. In simpler words, left part is what is to be tested. The right part is where is it supposed to be tested. Let's start with creating a new software version by clicking the New Software Version button. you need to provide an identifier of your software. Let's say it's something random like 102112. Then provide a name. Okay, let's use web app for booking. Now we need to tell the portal what type of software is it. If it is a web application, it doesn't require any installation, so from the type dropdown, you just select a web page. Afterwards, in the URL text box, you input the web page address. Let's type in any URL. You finish with pressing the Add Software Version button. Okay, brilliant. You have your first software version, so we know we will be automating your web service. Now we just need to know where would you like us to execute your tests. Let's add a predefined test environment by clicking Add Predefined button on the right side. Since it's a web app, let's take Windows 10 Pro with, let's say, Chrome, then press Add Test Environment. Let's add two more. Firefox, and let's say IE. Now you have three test environments you will be able to run your test cases in. As I mentioned previously, we group the test cases into test sets. Usually, you don't run just a single test case. If you have, for instance, regression tests or smoke tests, it's not only one test case you want to run. So let's go back to our project details screen and add a new test set. You do it by pressing the New Test Set button on the right side. Let's press it and set a test set name. Let it be our new test set, for instance. We add a description, smoke tests for web app, and then we press the Create button. Again, we are automatically navigated to the test set details screen. As previously, you will find the test set control section where you can choose to edit, archive, or delete your test set. More importantly, you will find the test results history section where each single run of your test set will be shown. You will see a nice graph here showing you the test status of your test set runs. The bottom part of the screen is the test cases list, where you can associate the test cases you have previously created with the particular test set. Let's do that by pressing Add Test Cases button. As you remember, we have only created one so far. That is test case 001. So let's add it to the test set by pressing the Save button. Okay, so now we have everything in place in order to start the execution of our test set. To do so, you need to navigate to the Execute Test Set section. Here, you will select what software and which test environment should be used for your tests. So let's select it. Let's say we want to use Windows 10 Chrome, and then our software version, our web app for booking. And that's it. We are ready to execute our test by pressing the Execute button. Execution and results will be a part of another video, therefore for now, I would like to thank you for watching and wish you a great day.